You're watching Spotlight, and today I'm joined by Cece Nahara and Sean McCumber, representing the DuPage Legal Assistance Foundation. So welcome to the set.
Thank you.
We're excited to talk to you about this because this is an important service that you're offering to the community. So Cece, I'm going to start with you. How did it get started?
Well, many years ago, judges used to assign random cases to people or attorneys as they were in the courtroom. And as our county grew, there was a bigger need for more legal assistance. So the DCBA, or the DuPage County Bar Association, created our DuPage Bar Legal Aid Service to take care of those needs.
Okay, so that was nice because otherwise you might just be standing there and randomly you're assigned a person. This way you know you're assigning a person,
Correct.
Right? Okay, so that's good. So who do you serve, Sean?
The residents of DuPage County, those who have lower income. We are looking at 175% of the federal poverty guidelines, up to 250% of the guidelines. They provide an application where they list all of their assets and all of their finances that they have, and from that we look and see if they first qualify for our services. Then we look at whether or not their type of case, which I'm sure Cece will talk about, that it fits what we can do for them. Then we take a look and see if we have attorneys that we can match them with. If there are significant assets in the case, we can refer it out as what's called a no retainer case, and the attorneys will agree to take the case on a no retainer basis, and in the expectation that at the end of the case they'll be able to be paid from the assets that the party may have.
Okay.
So Sean was talking about the guideline being up to 250% of the federal poverty guideline. We take cases that have special interests, domestic violence cases, or domestic violence victims, and elderly and disabled, and we give them a little more leeway in earnings.
Okay, so you're really trying to make sure that you're filling that gap where somebody might slip through and not be well represented.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the services that you're offering.
So our DuPage Bar Legal Aid Service helps with Chapter 7 bankruptcies, divorces, parentage cases, guardianships, and I think I'm forgetting one. Sean.
Expungements.
And expungements.
Okay.
So if you have a criminal record and you meet the certain requirements of the statute and you meet our guidelines, we can work with you to expunge your record as well.
Okay. So that's a wide variety of opportunities for people to access your services. And I would imagine that's a lot of lawyers that get involved with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that. How is the program funded, Sean?
The program is funded from private donations, from attorneys, from community organizations, from corporations. The 18th Circuit Court has a fund that they draw from all of the filing fees that we receive. The DuPage County Bar Association provides a grant to us, as well as Lawyers Trust Fund, the Human Services Grant Project. And right now I think that's it, but we are always exploring other grant opportunities, and a lot of the townships will donate as well in the Milton Township budget, and I believe even Naperville Township has in the past donated to our budget to make sure that we can provide those services for people in need.
So the Naperville Exchange Club is also a new grant that we just received last year, so we're very grateful.
Oh, yeah, that's terrific. Well, they do a lot of good work, and I think very much you're in that sweet spot of things that they're concerned about. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As you think about, kind of the services that you're offering, about how many hours of free legal assistance are involved?
Well, consistently we do about 10,000 hours per year.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. So if I were to think about that in terms of kind of cases, how many people are being served by the fund, would you say?
Well, I don't...
Over 400 each year.
Yeah, we close about 500 cases every year.
Okay. And all of those, in the sense as you close them, I mean, are they typically relatively short cases, or could these go on for a long period of time?
Having done a few of these cases, some of the cases go on for the length of a case that you would expect somebody with adequate resources to fund an attorney would take. Sometimes they go quickly. It really depends. There are times when just having an attorney come into a case where there are people of limited means can move the case forward, because a pro se litigant, a person who doesn't have an attorney, may not know the ins and outs, and just getting that attorney in there can really move the case to its end.
Really figuring out some of that paperwork stuff and all of that kind of thing. Yeah, I would think that would make a lot of difference. And when you think about the lawyers that get involved with this, talk a little bit about the kinds of people. You talked, Sean, about the fact that you've gotten involved with it. How do you kind of recruit the lawyers? How does that process work?
Yeah, we're really lucky to have the support of the DCBA, or the DuPage County Bar Association. They state in their bylaws, actually, that it's an expectation for their members to take cases from our program.
That's wonderful. They're great. But I would think they're also happy to do some of that work.
Yeah.
Because they're mostly within the community anyway. It's benefiting their community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As you think, how many do you have then? So how many attorneys are volunteering?
We have about 400 attorneys in a bank, and we kind of rotate them out as, if you've had a very long case in the past, then maybe we don't bother you for a year and a half. And if you've had a short case, we try to maybe 8 months out.
Okay.
Sure. And as an attorney, you can request a case too. You can call Legal Aid and say, I haven't done one in a while, can I have one? Sometimes they do reserve some of the more difficult ones, or some of the more creatively needed ones, to attorneys that they know can do them and have done them. And unfortunately, I would say, not unfortunately, if you're on the board, you usually get called to take on a case every so often.
A little bit more. Bit more. So if you were to leave our viewers with something that they should know about your organization, should anybody request, how do they get engaged with you?
You would start by going to the website, and all of the information is there. And I think we're working on making it much more interactive, so that you can actually start the application process online. As it stands right now, you get a paper application, but the goal is to make it even easier to provide those services by having it go right into the system, so that it gets to an email to somebody at the office who can immediately review the case and start the application process.
But the first thing that someone should do is call our office at 630-653-6212 to do that first intake, and then start the application process that way.
Okay, terrific. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I think you're obviously offering a wonderful service to the residents, and I'm sure many people are very, very grateful for the work that you and the rest of your team are doing. So thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
If you would like to learn more about the DuPage Bar Legal Aid Service, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.